Yeah.
Chloe,
Yo.
do us a favour and clap twice in the air. Perfect. Action.
Yeah, right.
Great, I'm on with two people who are currently going to themselves laughing.
And we are live. We are live. We're live in Big Brother. Please don't swear.
Please do not swear.
Hi, welcome to episode 4
Day
of
47 in the Big Brother house.
Let him speak.
Thank you. Welcome to episode 4 of Harry's Big Podcast.
Dentures.
I forgot it already. Hold on. Keeping it real with learning disability, autism, and everything in between. So we are. Yes, my name is Gareth. That is. You want to say your name, Becky?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise you were pointing at me to say that is.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it not this is?
Let's try again. I'm Gareth.
I'm Jacqui.
And we have a very, very special guest with us today. We have the one and only Miss Chloe. Hi, Chloe.
Hi.
How are you, Chloe?
I'm not bad.
Good. So, right, we got a few things to get through first before we start. First things first, we have some Patreoners.
Yay!
So, some of you know, well, if you haven't watched the podcast, welcome. Where have you been? But we have a Patreon set up, which means you can basically send a direct debit to our charity. Now, each Patreon level is different. I've seen them all, and already the thank you cards and personal ones are all being made by the Hangout. It's all very, very cute.
So exciting.
It's very cute. But you do get shout outs. So today, now we're going
I
to
thought
take...
you said you did get shot at.
No.
No,
No?
you get a shout out. So we're
shout
going to do our first ever shout outs. However, we're only going to do a handful, literally like 2, because we want to keep them spread out.
One in each hand.
Now, obviously, everyone watching this is going to go onto Patreon right now, and I believe my other half is doing the magic that if you just on the screen somewhere will appear the link to click for Patreon. So you just click on it, it'll bring it up, and see the way it says like most popular option. Ignore that and go for the really big one. So our first one I had it written down. Yes, our first one is a shout out to Lauren P from Balnahinch. Thank you very much, Lauren. Lauren, you are a legend. We adore you, and we obviously have to keep it that we don't know who any of these people are.
Okay.
So massive thank you out to Ian as well. Yeah.
I don't actually know who those people are.
I think we should probably stop before this road gets very, very dangerous.
It's true. Anyway, thank you so much, Lauren. Lauren, next time you're in the cafe, we bun for you. And I believe Jacqui has
Yes, I am so excited that I'm able to do this. Zoe OP, thank you so much.
one. And where's Zoe from?
Belfast.
Belfast. Zoe, aka, here comes the first bleep, spooky Okay.
Oh, you know this? Do you know?
Lovely.
Oh, yes. So,
Okay.
story time already. So, basically, during lockdown, I got into podcasts. I listened to, go and look these people up if you like ghost stories and stuff. We have Paranormal Chicks, as in a pair of normal chicks, but it's spelled Paranormal Chicks. If you're watching this, Donna and Carrie, you know I love you already. They're from Mississippi. And also, Carrie will be like, he stole my Patreoner thing, because she goes, we got Patreoners every week. But anyhow, I was listening to her. I also listened to That's Spooky, the guys in Canada. Long story short, I was doing deliveries to the countryside, all that kind of stuff. Met Zoe. Zoe, somehow we connected the dots that we were both Patreoners for the Paranormal Chicks. And it was so cool. So suddenly we were like, oh my God, Donna and Gary, and all that stuff. So, basically, there you go. That's why we
And
call
now
her
she's
Spooky.
a Patreoner.
Now
for
she's
us.
our Patreoner. It's
thank
so
you so
beautiful.
much.
Thank you. Honestly, we adore you. But if you would like a shout out, all you have to do is click any of these links that are all floating around. I'm assuming David's gone mental and they're just everywhere on the screen. You can't even see any of us anymore. It's just like Patreoner links.
Okay.
But if you want to click on that, and as always, if you can't do Patreon, please just share the podcast.
Just share.
Share the podcast. Anyhow, it's time to get into it.
Okay.
It's time to get to know the meat of the week. Hello, Miss Chloe.
Hi.
Chloe, you're looking absolutely fabulous as always.
Thank you.
Good. Now, Chloe, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I don't know why I came so close. I'm so sorry.
It's not even that there. You sounded like one of them monsters you see from Stranger Things.
Oh, Demigorgon.
Demogorgons. Okay. I think we should stop because that's terrifying.
So tell us about you.
So basically, I know that a lot of people would know, but obviously I'm a visually impaired / blind person from Northern Ireland. I'm 25 and I think every single year, thank you. I think every single year I try and do things that make me a bit more independent because it's not easy.
Girl, you're one of the most independent people I have ever met in my life. And I'm not just saying that. I love that. And that's my favorite thing about you is that you're so like, oh, here, I can do whatever the hell I want. Doesn't matter.
Because I'm tired of like having people putting me down. I'm like I don't think a lot of people understand what it's like to be where I am. And I'm not saying that as a pity party.
No.
I'm saying that because, like, you see people on the streets, right? And, like, I'm walking past them, just getting on with my normal life, and they literally just stop and stare. It's as if I'm either, like, a walking statue from a horror movie or one of them, like, China dolls you see up in shop windows. Like, they're looking at me as if, oh wait, she's blind. Can't she do this? Can't she do that? Duh, of course I can.
Yeah, you can actually do more than what other people can do. Like, and that's within Harry's too.
Yeah, okay.
I always think my favorite thing. So whenever the documentary went out, there was so many people, obviously, because she appeared at the end of the documentary.
Yeah.
And whenever we were talking about, oh, did you see that? And we're like, Chloe, blah, blah, and they're like, she's blind. We're like, yeah. Oh, did you not pick? And it was because in the documentary, you're chopping mushrooms and you're just, knocking it all out. And people were like, what do you mean? So
some people are just so thick, it's unbelievable.
Love way. Oh, there's the quote.
Get right in there.
Quote of the week. Some people are so thick. It's unbelievable.
Like, okay, fair enough. To look at me, you wouldn't think I am, but I clearly state in the documentary I am, and that obviously Harry's has given me like a view into working life, shall we say?
Yeah.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah. What are you? Yeah. You happy with questions?
Yeah, of course not.
Never really get a chance to chat with you when we're in because we're always so busy.
I know.
Give us an idea of just some of the things that are difficult about your life and apart from people's perceptions, but just day-to-day things, Chloe.
Just like, like over this next year or so, I want to look for a job, and like I'm sort of apprehensive because I've had a few job offers in the past, but I've always been kicked in the face because they've always said, oh, because of insurance and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And it does make me distrust some of the things in the working world, And I'm not saying this place isn't open to job opportunities, but what I'm saying is I like watching the paid members do their job because it shows that anybody with a disability is welcome.
Oh, yeah, that's so nice. Amazing.
Yeah.
And I just think that it maybe might be a place that I might want to work at.
Girl, see if we had the money in the morning, you would all be paid. You know this.
Yeah.
Like honestly, every volunteer.
Definitely.
But you come in each week, and usually the first thing you do is either swear at me or give me some bad manners, which
get in line, Chloe.
Instantly puts a smile to my face, and then you just get stuck in. Like people would be expecting us to be like, oh, right, who's going to look after Chloe? Somebody needs to look after Chloe. Somebody make sure she got that. And you obviously, you just bait on in. Obviously, with a new building, it took a wee while to get used to where everything is and stuff.
Yeah, it did.
But once you know that, you're the same as everyone else. So
it frustrates me as well because whenever you talk about the working world, you always people are always looking at you as if, do you have something to prove? And I'm not going to lie, that was a worry for me whenever I first started here.
Okay.
I was thinking, do I have something to prove? Do I not? It's hard to know what to say, what to do. You're worried that people are going to treat you like a China doll that's going to crack in two just because you stepped 1 foot out of line.
Now, to be fair, I think we had an advantage because obviously I knew you. Because I had met you in another group in Downpatrick.
Yeah.
And I can remember going, the only worry we have is she likes to swear. That was the only issue. And at that, everyone adores you, you know that.
Yeah.
And what you do in Harry's is just as good, if not better, than everybody else in this place. So don't you ever feel that you have to prove yourself to us?
It's not that, what I don't like is people getting stressed whenever they see something that's a bit untidy. You just get on with it and you get stuck in. You can't really be stressed and being angry at everyone else just because things are in a mess.
Very true.
You can't really, like, okay, fair enough. I get that people want things to be perfect, especially bosses. But at the same time,
me. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
But at the same time, no one's perfect.
No, I always like to remind everyone in here, we're making a couple of wee buns, we're serving a cup of teas and coffees, and that's it. We're just spreading a wee bit of happiness in the world. But stuff goes wrong.
But the thing is, though, like, have you ever noticed I like working in the kitchen?
Yes.
I do that because I like to be private. Being up at the front makes you feel like you're being stared at.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I don't like being stared at by random strangers or asked questions by people I'm not going to see or bother with in my lifetime.
Whenever we were setting up Harry's, that was a very key area. So there's a lot of places that, you know, the people with learning disabilities are only in the back, or they're only in the front, or they only do this. We were like, everyone has to be everywhere, because there's going to be people who, like, could you imagine if, shout out to you again, she hates when I write this, shout out to Olivia. Could you imagine if Olivia was behind that counter, if somebody even spoke to her, she'd be like, oh, and run off. Like, the key is, it's all about finding where you fit, and it's not always about pushing yourself.
Yeah.
If you get to a level of comfort and you're able to do your job, that's all we ask.
Yeah.
That's all I'm not asking that everybody is as amazing as me, Chloe.
Are you sure you're not thinking a wee bit highly of yourself for getting too big for your boots?
There's me and maybe Taylor Swift. And
bring it down a tone, Gareth. Bring it down a tone.
It's not my fault if you can't get over me.
But I think the main problem for me in daily life is just, like, I feel like sometimes people are putting me down. Like, they feel like I can't, like, they feel like I'm not worth anything because of my eyesight problem.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, like, if I try and suggest something to somebody, they're like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Or, like, if I want to, like, be able to manage how to live on my own or manage money, people look at me as if I'm dumb. Like, I just feel like I kind of hate being blind, but, I mean, sadly, it's something I've had to deal with for my whole life. But I hate it because you get treated with kid gloves by a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's changing people's perceptions, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's something you can't really do on your own necessarily.
No, like, it feels like people treat me with kid gloves, but they're not getting to know the real me. They're not getting to know what I can do, what I can't do.
This is why whenever we were discussing the idea of a podcast, you were like, right, who could we have on? You were literally one of the first names. I was like, we have to get Chloe on it.
Really?
Because Chloe will have something to say. And this is what I love about it. So the whole idea of the podcast is to make people more aware. I think you hit the nail on the head when it's with kids gloves, isn't it? You said there?
Kid gloves.
Kids gloves. Right. That happens. So it's whenever there's some people will come in and they'll be talking to some of the guys like, hello, how are you? And the guys are like, what?
That's really patronising.
Do you know? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I understand. Now, not everyone knows how to react to a situation. And I always try to remember, like, to remind people, it's just a person.
Yeah.
It's like anyone. It's just a person. Obviously, it's not Taylor Swift. It's just a person.
You're acting as if she's made out of marble and engraved on your bloody bedroom wall.
Well, actually, you say that. I do have. No, I don't. We do have pictures of her everywhere in our. We're not getting into Taylor Swift yet.
Yet. Being the operative word.
Yeah, she's right over there behind you, Chloe, looking at us, but it's okay.
Whenever I first meet, like, a new working member of Harry's or a new mate, if they want to ask me questions about my disability, fine, ask me questions, but don't patronise me.
No.
Just ask the questions like you would talk to another human being who doesn't have a disability.
I think that's a good thing for people to know.
Now, can I also give you a heads up of something that you have that is an advantage over other people? I overheard a conversation one day in the kitchen, and it was, I'm not going to say who the person was because we try to keep everything very private on this, but it was somebody who said that they love talking to you because of obviously their autism and stuff. They don't like looking people in the eye, and they love talking to you because obviously you were never looking them in the eye, and they felt so comfortable being around you. And I just thought there is something. That is what makes that girl so special.
That makes me intrigued to find out who that is, because I want to go and shake their hand.
Yes, I will tell you afterwards.
Please do.
But that's the thing. I think there's been moments I've gone into that kitchen and I've went, you know, the normal, right?
Yeah.
And
More than 1 or 2 moments.
Yeah.
Would you say, Chloe?
and you have come out
Every 10 minutes.
You've come out with a one-liner that has just knocked me out. Like, knocked me out. And I mean, I always try not to laugh. I can't
know.
say that no, because
Oh, we can't even hear them.
no,
Okay.
but Chloe knows
mouth,
exactly what I'm on about, and that
Yeah.
I think your personality is priceless. So you hold on to that. And I have one other question: what would be your dream job?
Well, I mean, I've obviously grew up maybe thinking of a few jobs throughout my life.
Yeah.
One of them was never an astronaut because I wouldn't be dumb enough to go up to space. But what happened was it would either be like from the age of 16, I maybe wanted to do beauty therapy.
Okay.
But as I got older, I looked into it and I couldn't do the beauty therapy section in tech because I go to Downpatrick Tech. Okay, Downpatrick is a dump.
Other Downpatricks are out there.
That is
Downpatrick
Chloe's
in
view.
County Down.
Just stop.
So, okay, but you had to go through the whole beauty regime. So
Yeah.
you had to go through nails, makeup, which I can't do without poking somebody's eyeball out. So there'd be no point.
That would be so good. Because there's particular people in my life I would send your way, Chloe.
Exactly. I mean,
for
like,
a
I
wee
could-
beauty treatment.
I
and you
could,
could just poke them in the eye.
I could take their eyeball out and go, here's a nice wee pair of glasses just to cover over it.
Go. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. There's your eyeball.
See, also, can I just interrupt again to say that one of my so obviously I treat everyone in Harry's the same. I try to keep that in my head always. So sometimes I literally forget myself. And do you remember the day, Chloe, I turned around to you and I was like, have you ever thought about driving?
What kind of a dumb question is that?
So I believe that was exactly what you said. And then you made some comment about driving into people and I couldn't breathe.
Gareth, I'm not going to lie to you. See, if you ended up in a car with me, you'd need a crash helmet and a friggin' slot in A&E.
I would take that ride. I would take that ride with you.
Because, come on. I mean, okay, I know I want to squish some people in my life, but you wouldn't be one of them.
Chloe.
I'll take that.
I would line a few other folks that I know
Thank you.
up on the ground
Please
and just
do.
say, there you go.
But seriously,
put her into
Yes,
first.
see if
so-
Off you go.
somebody's going to be in a car with me. They need a crash helmet, a safety harness, and a slot in A&E. Those are the things you need to remember.
So we're going to come back. So, right, beautician. And what was the other thing? Sound like there was something
At
else
one point, there was going to be a cleaner.
Okay.
But I was about 14 whenever I talked about that, and
Okay.
that was when I had no perception of what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Apart from turning up to school and hating my PE teacher.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
who didn't hate their PE teacher?
Other PE teachers are available.
So,
Why?
and
Can I
then
ask why you hated your PE teacher?
he always would have made like jibe comments about my weight and stuff. And I've always had like
What?
I've always had a wee bit of self-consciousness throughout my whole life. I've always been worried about my weight. I've always
Chloe.
been very like self-conscious of myself because I can't see what I look like. You know what I mean? And that.
Well,
it's the
I
same
know what
goes
you
for
look like,
people.
and you look fabulous,
Hold
darling.
on, that's a very good point you've just brought up there. So you've just said there because you don't know what you look like, and still people would put you down.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Like I feel bad because like do you remember the night? I'm going to use this as an example, but do you remember the night we went out on the awards night?
Yes.
I always got very self-conscious because of the dress I was wearing.
Yeah.
I was
You
worried
were
it was going to stick
stunning.
out and made it look like I was 4 months pregnant.
No. You were stunning. Chloe, honestly, see whenever, and I've seen your Facebook, obviously, see whenever you turn up, I mean, you turn up. I'm telling you, you're one of the
fabulous.
most stylish people
Who
I know.
does your makeup and your
My sister.
dress and stuff? Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Shout
Your
out to your sister
your
then,
sister's
because
a bit of a legend.
honestly,
Yes.
fabulous.
But not like I mean, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but there was a few things in my life that I've always worried. Like there's been a few people in my life I've always worried about them leaving because they seen somebody better or
Yeah.
they didn't like the way I looked or anything. And I'm
Chloe,
always
we
weird.
all have that.
I was
I
gonna
have to
say.
tell you, that's not just you, hun.
It's
Lots
the same
of people
goes
feel
for
like that.
it's the same goes for making new friends. I'm petrified at the same time because I'm worried like. Are they going to like me? Are they just going to say they like me and then say they don't behind my back? You know, it's
Yeah.
one of them things.
But you have a load of friends.
Yeah, I do. And like, there's been times in my life, obviously, as I've just said, I'm not going to go too public with it. But over this past year, I've been out of a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think I went back to him because I was afraid of being single, afraid
Yeah.
of being lonely,
Yeah.
afraid of no other guy being with me. I was also afraid whenever I was with him that I would have tried anything to keep him, because I always would have been afraid that he would see somebody better and move on, and sadly that's what happened. But I mean, it just,
But Chloe,
there
you can
is
get
times-
anybody.
there's been times in my life I've just had serious trust issues with people. Like, okay, I know people are going to be nice to me. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm petrified because I can't see their facial expressions.
Yeah.
I can't tell whether they're being nice, being a jerk. Even if they're being a jerk behind my back, will anyone even tell me? You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
things
good
like that
point.
there.
You know, I
You're bringing
actually-
up lots
yeah.
of good points.
I've known you for
Relationship
years
advice.
now, and that's never crossed my mind. Obviously, you can't read facial expressions.
No. And like that's always like even if somebody says you look nice or you're an amazing person to be around,
Okay.
I always say really, because I'm questioning myself.
Can I give you a quick, and I don't do story time, but I do have something that might.
Well, you know, if you're going to do story time, you need to go
helpful.
close to the microphone and you say story time.
Story time.
Okay, yes, go for it.
Whenever I was younger, I was meeting up with a girl that I had been friendly with when I was away on a volunteering type thing. She brought herself and her boyfriend, met me in Belfast, and we spent hours sitting in a cafe chatting away, and I was chitty chatting just the way I normally do. We were saying goodbye, and I had turned away for some split second and didn't see her. Doing a little sign to her boyfriend, and if you're watching this, you'll be able to see it. I'll tell you what she was doing to him, and it's my hand going up and down. You know the way they do, like the Muppets,
Like a Muppet?
talking,
I was actually
chitty-chatty,
terrified of where that
doesn't stop
conversation was
talking.
going.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, but
Yeah.
no, this is perfectly nice. So she was doing that to her boyfriend, like all the whole time. I had done nothing but talk and annoy them, and I just turned around at the right time to see it. Had I not, I would have said bye. I've never known that was something.
What did you do?
Well,
Did
I
you
looked
drop
at
kick her?
her, I smiled, and I said, it was lovely to see you. And then I never got in touch with them again. But if I hadn't seen it, Chloe, I wouldn't have known that they'd been being lovely to me for hours and hours. And then
And those people are watching this.
weren't
And you know what you did.
they're probably
You know
not
what you
watching
did.
it. They're probably not. But it's just one of those things. So I understand what you mean sometimes, but that happens to everybody in life. Everybody. You don't necessarily know what
I'm doing it
people are
now to
saying,
you.
but you have to.
I'm just thinking these people are now at home looking at the camera going, look at the camera, look at the TV going, oh, she's still doing
And do
it.
you know what? I do talk too much. I get that.
So do
but it
I.
hurt.
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying, you know.
Well, I will make a point of remembering that. And I see anyone, I'm just going to describe their faces for you from now on. It's going to get very disturbing in the kitchen.
you could do emojis. Angry.
I'm like,
Kissy.
David's face is tripping him. Tripping him, as always. He's giving me a dirty look. Oh, here's another dirty look, and he's just walked out.
Oh, David's rolling his eyes.
Let's not talk about
But nah,
that.
like, I mean, whenever, like I've just said, if somebody says about, like, you're awesome to be around and stuff,
Yeah.
as I keep saying, I always question myself, because I think, am I really?
Yeah.
Because there's some parts in my life where I'm like, am I trying too hard? Am I not?
Well,
Can I
you
ask?
all,
I want to ask another question.
You-
Shut up. Can you hear sincerity in somebody's voice?
I can and I can't, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
If some people are hiding it so well, you're like, did they mean it? Did they not?
But can you hear through the tones of people's voices?
I can. I mean, like,
those
there's some
nearly hearing a
people-
facial expression. Can you catch
There's been
some of that?
some, like, there's been some times in my life, obviously I'm not going to give the people's names,
Yeah.
but a few people I have known throughout my life have been very patronising. Like, do you know the way they come up and they touch your hand while they're talking to you? I find that very patronising.
Okay.
Like, whenever,
my granny does that.
Whenever, like, somebody's walking up to me and go, like, obviously, as I've just said, I'm not going to give the person's name, but somebody in particular always would have went up to me and started touching my hand going, all right, darling. Like, that there, you're like, how are you, wee darling? Or, can you, are you sure you want to do this? I can do it for you while touching my
Okay.
hand. And that's how I know. I'm like, get your hand away from me before
Hands
I
off.
split in half.
do you know what?
dear.
I think we could go on about this for hours because it is fascinating. However,
Oh, no.
yes, I think we'll have to have you back on at some stage.
Really?
Oh no, this
Talk more
girl,
about it.
this girl, this good. This is episode 4 and we're bam. But we do have a schedule. So I know all those people out there are rolling their eyes. Okay. I've got a schedule. My little Bolly book here.
Your Bolly book that people took out of context?
Yeah,
Yes,
Jacqui
he's
did.
checking his balls.
I'm checking it
Lovely.
here. But so yes, we did our get to know, but it is time for the random topic of the week. Now, as always, we do
Gonna be
not give
very
away.
random this week, isn't it?
Yes, as always, we don't give away what time of year it is or what date or anything it is.
Okay.
But it's tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yeah. So this will be going out in between Christmas and New Year's. So I'm not allowed to say all that, but I've just done it. So this it's just to make sense of why the random topic of the week
Okay,
is.
just get on with it.
The random topic of the week is New Year's resolutions.
Ooh. Okay.
Interesting.
First
Thoughts?
extra little noise there of the podcast.
Yes. What thoughts do we have on New Year's resolution?
Well, I mean, like for me, like I do try and set goals, but sometimes it feels quite miserably. But really, this year coming, I will try and set some goals. I want to set some goals for the likes of maybe finding a job and maybe getting a place of my own.
Ooh, that's big.
Do you know, I always think it doesn't matter if it's New Year's or not. Having goals in general is priceless. Like even he's rolling his eyes now. I'm always saying to David, I'm like, we need to have a goal, even if it's right. We go to Disneyland or something like a personal.
That's a very big goal, Gareth.
It is
You know,
very
just-
big. Like it's far bigger
My
than what
goal
I'm
is
talking
to
about.
trim my beard.
Story time.
Lovely.
Story time. I can remember, right? I'm not saying who it was, but I remember this little fat, chubby guy, right? And him going, nope. And I can remember him going, someday I'd love to have a charity. Oh, do you know what? Someday I'd love to have like a big centre and stuff. Oh, I'd love to have our own cafe for it. Do you know what? Someday, David, we're going to do it. And I can remember people going, that's a really big goal. Bam. Here we are. By the way, spoiler alert, I was the fat child.
I
Still am,
was
but
going to
okay.
say we kind of guessed.
Yes, but what I'm saying is if you set a goal, it doesn't matter how big or crazy it is. I actually think the bigger and crazier it is, the better. Because then it's something like, if it happens, like me, I'm like, okay, no, you know, I've never sat back and actually went, look what's happened. I'm still like, we need to get to the next stage. Hold on to everything. Where's the
And you
peppermint?
sound like
Yes.
a constipated smoker.
Thank you. So, yes, I think goals should be all year round. Those are very good. Now, what about you, Miss Jacqui?
Okay, what's my New Year's resolution?
No, what's new? Well, New Year's resolutions, are they good? The bad? What are yours?
I agree with Chloe. I like to set them and then watch them disappear by
Watch them
February.
burn. Ashes.
But yeah, I look okay. Over the last sort of 6 weeks, I've just been eating like a horse.
Same.
Okay, so I know I have a wee bit of work to do.
But it's winter.
In the new year, I'm going to do the standard. Don't join Slimming World. Just do another diet plans are available.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do it myself
Sure, I'm
for
talking
about 2 weeks, and then I'm going to go.
I'm talking about
Sorry.
I'm talking about I'm talking about joining a weightlifting class after Christmas.
Weightlifting.
Do you know, right? See, with the whole trying to lose weight and all this, the one thing I've ever done that I really enjoyed, kettlebells.
I've heard of them.
Oh God! I
Shout out to
tried.
Dodo.
No.
Shout out Dodo. I met Dodo in Belfast.
Dodo.
Yeah, this is one of my friends from Dungannon. And she was like, why you only mention me in that podcast shit? Look, me and Dodo used to go and swing our kettlebells between our legs.
Oh no, I can't do it.
But it was
without
really,
laughing.
it was,
I
you
can't
know,
do
one
it.
of those things that it was really good. And
They're
I
really
felt
sore.
I did something. I was like, yeah. And I did it for a good 3 weeks. 1 class a week.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How many swings was that? About 60?
About 2. And then he went to the vending machine before and after.
Yeah.
Got to be Chinese. I mean,
Chinese
Oh,
because
what
you
a
worked
bummer.
out.
worked
Yeah.
really hard. But
That's what I'll be doing.
the reason why we're talking about New Year's resolutions, obviously because it's just before New Year's, whenever we're watching it. I do, now, most of the guys unfortunately know this, particularly, I do all my thinking in the shower in the morning.
Okay, I don't really need that image.
No, I didn't want to know about that either.
So today I was thinking about it, I was like, this is the first year I've actually kept a New Year's resolution. Because my New Year's resolutions is always the exact same thing. Always.
Get
No. My New Year's resolutions is always, right, this is the year I lose the weight. Right? As I've always said, being vegan 6-7 years, I'm waiting on this vegan weight loss. It's just going to hit me. You know the way, because vegans are all skinny and stuff.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So, you haven't been a vegan your whole life?
No.
Tell them your background.
What made you decide to go vegan? Because I've heard a few people say, and obviously I'm not going to go into names, but there was somebody that used to work here, and I asked them why did they go vegan, and they had said to save the planet.
Yeah.
Is that something similar to you?
Everyone has different reasons.
I can tell you why he went vegan, because he's a grumpy That's why, and he wanted to be more grumpy, so he decided to cut out all the meats and all the nice stuff.
He's still grumpy.
She's got a point.
Gareth, Jesus, you were like a baiting bird at some point yesterday. I was afraid to go near you.
It's a joy of Christmas.
And do you know what that was all over? F***ing peppermint. That was over.
Peppermint. And you guys say I'm bad.
I'm telling you.
I know, it's just cursing your cut. Right, anyhow. Right, so the reason, here's the story time. So, and this is God's honest truth how it happened. So, me and David were at our best friend's house, hungover. Right, we had stayed over and we were all hungover, and the two Davids, they were upstairs playing the computer, and me and Danielle were passed out on the sofa. You know that word, it's like, oh, just kill me. So what do? You stick on Netflix, and we were like, what are we gonna watch? And we came across a random documentary, put on the documentary, watched the documentary. I was like, David comes down the stairs halfway through it. He's like, what are you doing? And I had this wee notepad. I was like, David, these are all the things we can't eat anymore. He's like, what are you on about? And I was like, oh, that's just like, now the documentary hadn't mentioned vegan. It was just going through everything. It's like, we can't do this. And he went, what nonsense? And I was like, we're going to restart it. And I sat him down and he watched it too. And we were like really taken back. But one of the things that they said on it was that it would help your asthma.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
I thought you were going to say after for a second.
No, I'm still waiting on the weight loss.
You still have an ass like Nicki Minaj.
It'll help your ass.
I like it. So, so that was fine. And David was like, right, let's give it a couple of days, see what happens. So, and I mean, we'll get into it another time. But wow, like it was tough and all that kind of stuff. Well, no, that's a lie. It was, once you get your head around it, it was fine. But in that meantime, over about 3 or 4 days, we went down the rabbit hole, as I always talk about. If you go down the rabbit hole, that's you gone. As in, we were doing it for... Why are you laughing?
So David hasn't been a vegan throughout his whole life either?
No, I
just assumed he had.
We literally went from steak to tofu the next day.
That's mad.
And I mean like full meat eater. Anyhow, but the point that I was trying to make there is, yes, so once we were doing it for our health, but once we seen the animal side of it, and that's what I'm talking about. We literally did it ourselves separately. We both, because we were obviously at work and things like that. The more we looked into it, we were like, oh no, we can't, and that was it.
Wow.
So that's where I'm like, I see these people, no offense to you all out there, he's like, I couldn't do it because I need the beef and
You're
what about
sitting
the
beside
cheese
one.
And also bacon, right, all that, and where do you get your protein? So all that stuff, I'm like, I promise you, me and David went from full steak, I love my ribs, all of that stuff, overnight vegan.
Gareth, you're currently sitting next to somebody who eats meat.
Oh no, I have no judgment on anyone, but I'm just saying that's always the feedback we get. Everyone expects we were it from a child.
Well, that's what I thought. Whenever
I still have vivid memories of dropping a full thing of ribs on the street outside the pub and lifting it and still eating it.
Oh, Gareth, you dirty dog.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
what a minger.
And it's the other thing is, it's not so. The other thing that really gets me is whenever people say,
stop.
do you not miss the taste? I'm like, there's stuff that tastes the same. It's
There is stuff that tastes. That's what freaks me out.
I was going to say something on air, but I don't think I will.
I know, there's all the vegans out there who are watching this are going, you should use that. There's a thing that we always say.
Do you remember? Sorry. Do you remember?
Jacqui, you need an opposite, mate.
Sorry. I joined one of their wee vegan sites on Facebook for about 5 minutes. I made a joke and then had to leave because it was inappropriate.
Jacqui, I'm sorry, but see, from the amount of times you're laughing, you'll soon need a huggy snappy.
That's what I was actually about to say. I was like, hold on, we can't mention that stuff, but we can because it's ours. Go on Facebook, look up Planted in My Face vegan something. No, just look up Planted in My Face. It's our we
Gareth,
have
that
a
sounds
vegan
like a
group
name that
online,
you-
me and David do.
Gareth,
Just so yeah, we random things.
Gareth, that sounds like a name you would come up with if you're absolutely wasted.
It is because I'm like
Yeah.
planted in my face. And like you look at me. Look at the size of me. I know how to make a vegan donut. I know where to get it. Like last night
does.
we were in shout out to Rushmere Shopping Centre, still going, good for you and Craigavon. But we were down there. Other shopping centres are available. Went to the Chinese. Oh, right. Story time. Wow. This is a very quick one. This was literally last night. So it's, one of these Chinese buffet places
Oh, I used to love those.
where you go in and no, but it's not the one that you help yourself. It's kind of like people behind the counter and they're filling the wee
Yes,
box for
yes.
you. So, I was meeting Mum and Catherine and the wee ones to do our Christmas shopping. And she's like, I'll meet you in the Chinese place. And I was like, right, okay. I walked through the door. There's a big queue. I promise you, I died. There is my mother, Margaret Little, at the front of the queue holding an orange folder.
What?
Like holding this random orange folder, looks down the shop as I walk in. Like, there he is, Gareth. I said about the vegan thing. I've said they've given me this, and
Oh,
everyone
God.
is looking. I was like, oh God.
That is one way that your parents can embarrass
Oh,
you.
you've no.
just one.
Gets worse. So then she hands me the folder. I join the back of the line. I open the folder. The first thing is this: how you welcome your customers. This-
Oh, God.
I was like, okay, that's clearly not it. Next page was how you take a delivery. It's like, what is this? And I eventually got to a page that had like 3 vegetarian options and then 3 vegan options. I was like, right.
Stuck it in the back of a folder, a
was
training manual.
I was like, what is this? So I finally got my turn. Now, bear in mind, Margaret sat down. Margaret's got up, tried to slip you the money. You know that? Here, I'll pay for that, love. So, that kind of stuff.
My granda would have done that.
Yes, it's that kind of, the old school thing. But that's fine. Get to the woman. Now, I mean, everyone's in this queue. Get to the woman. I was like, sorry, I was given this orange folder. It's just like a something. And she's like, oh, you need to order the till. And I was like, I had a queue while everyone's getting their things to get to the till to then ask for a fried rice, a vegetable fried rice.
Sounds
with
bogging.
no egg. Oh, girl. Right. And
You could
so-
have had that yourself.
and the best thing was like, okay, that'll be about 15 minutes. I look at the screen, 37-minute waits on it, and I was like, what is happening? By this stage, my mother and sister and the children have already swallowed all their stuff and are like looking at me. I'm like, what was this? What was this burger? So anyhow, moral of the story is I got a McDonald's on the way home, McPlant all the way.
Oh, shut up.
Done. So back to New Year's resolutions.
Lose a bit of weight.
Yeah.
As I was saying, so whenever I was in the shower this morning, I realised for the first time ever, I actually did one. So every year it's lose weight. Second one is read more books, always. And I know
Jesus, I hate reading.
my best friend out there is rolling her eyes too.
Will you breathe?
really funny. Jesus, I hate reading.
Anyhow,
Put that in the
but the
t-shirt.
third thing is I always was like, I need to get a ring.
I thought you were going to say I need to get a rubber ring for a
No,
second.
I'm like, this will be the year that I get
You'll
my
get your ring.
I get my
He
engagement
got
ring.
his
And I got my engagement
engagement
ring
Oh,
this year.
stop.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Although, to be fair, that wasn't totally in your control.
no, obviously, yes.
So
10 years and didn't know that was going.
Do you know
There
what?
you go.
I actually can't believe that you have been together 10 years.
I
I
can't.
Well
cannot believe he's put up with Gareth for
So-
10
Same
years.
here.
10 glorious, yes.
Up until yesterday.
Yesterday, and this morning and every 2 seconds of the day. But yes, so there we go. New Year's resolutions. Are they good? Are they not?
Well, I mean, depends on how you look at it. I mean, for me, for mine, they sound, I mean, it's going to be challenging, but at the same time, that's life. You can't really just go through life getting things handed to you on a silver platter.
right.
Even if you're blind or have like another disability
That's
or anything
right.
like that there. If you are capable of working or if you're capable of doing everything that another human being can do that doesn't have a disability, then go for it. Because you shouldn't be treated any differently.
Right, see, that's all
Thank
this.
you.
This is all our sound clips. We are putting this out here. I am telling you, you are gold. Gold, I tell you. Unbelievable. Right, now, time to move on. I'm a wee bit dreading this one because, spoiler alert, a lot of the times I know what it is, but this one in particular, I don't know what it is. It's time for the Dear Harrys.
Oh,
what?
you're going to love this, Joy.
Now, I'm going to point out before we start this, if you have a topic of the week, if you have a review of here, or if you just want to contact us, you can email us at
Harry's Big Podcast
at
gmail.com.
That's the first time.
Yes, what we'll do it one more time.
Harry's Big Podcast at gmail.com.
So if you could send us it, whatever you want, that would be great. But I believe we have our first. Now, we have one voice and we have 2 emails, okay? So we're about to hear. I'm so terrified.
I'm terrified.
Because I
I'm always
haven't heard
terrified.
it.
Oh, this is the question and answer section. Isn't it?
Yes, this is it. So you ready here? We're going to hear the first one.
Yeah, Harry, I was listening to your second podcast featuring Joey, and it was mentioned about how Gareth was a fat child. That is not the whole story. Imagining that a bird's wings with chocolate was not the only thing Gareth done as a child. Obviously, this person is anonymous who's sending this in, but they're a lot younger than Thomas, than Gareth Thomas Little. And doesn't really know any of these stories in my own memory, but have been told by family members that when Gareth was little, he went to visit a great aunt of ours and cried that much that he vomited all over the caravan because his mum, would not let him eat the plastic bananas that were in the fruit bowl of fake fruit. Also, there is a photograph which David should have, insert photo now, of Gareth with a Teletubby cake when he was 12 or 13. He wasn't a child. And there is a photograph of Gareth with the Teletubby cake, eating it on his hands and knees on the floor. So, there's a lot more examples now, but what I'm asking you is I fear that my own children will at some stage embarrass me by vomiting over places looking to eat fake bananas, and how do I get out of this situation if it does happen? Thank you.
Can I just say, like, before we go any further, that sounds like one of those cassette tapes you get as a kid, and the film in it being destroyed, the deepness of the voice, and it's hard to understand.
Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who will not have understood a single
I couldn't
word
hear
of
it all.
Yeah, same.
We could have just played that without the sound recording because that's my sister.
Oh, okay.
So what she's trying to do...
I wonder why they went into detail about all the photos you had as a kid.
Yes, so what she's trying to do there is, right, story time.
Fake bananas?
Yes, we were up at our Aunt Maud's, right, and we were obviously visiting, and the point is I was a very small child and she had a fake fruit bowl that sat beside her, and I wanted the banana to eat, and because they obviously couldn't give it to me and they're trying to explain to me it's a plastic banana, I cried so hard that I then vomited everywhere.
That sounds a lot like something my nephew would have done whenever he was a younger kid than what he is now.
And now she's also pointed out, what was the other story there? Yes, when I was 13. I still don't believe.
What possessed you to have a Teletubby cake?
Oh, don't decide it was amazing. Yeah, I think I was only 13-year-old here, and it was Poe. And what she's trying to do there is that there's a picture of me eating it and all.
On your hands and knees?
That's so not true, Catherine. I'm like, oh. So
that's horrifying.
And now she's talking about her children, Annie and Thomas. That's why she kept going, Gareth Thomas Little is going to vomit everywhere. I'm like,
okay, so you've given the children a food addiction.
Well, to be fair, here we watched one last night try to steal a cookie out of Starbucks, and then was hilariously caught. I went, but it's my brother's, it's Thomas's. And we're like, no, it's not.
Cute.
I think we should just move on from that one because, Catherine, you're disgrace.
All I want to say is it was a fake banana. It could have been worse.
At
he
the
was
end of
looking
the
for a
day,
banana.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a fat child.
The thing I'm going to say is that at the end of the day, kids will be kids.
Exactly. Kids will be kids. Leave me alone. And also, can we just pull her in this? Margaret Little, I blame the mother. Clearly, I was starving.
I mean, nowadays kids would cry so hard that they would throw up over an iPad. Back then, you were lucky it was a bloody toy banana.
I just
That's
wanted
right.
a
Suck it
banana. Just wanted a banana. Thank you very much for that, caller.
thank you.
You're now barred. Now, I have the other two here. So we will go with this one here.
You going to do a funny voice?
I could
Please
try.
don't, for the love of God. Please don't.
Dear Harry, every year for my New Year's resolution, I decide to lose weight. However, I end up each year putting on weight. Any advice?
I'm sure I could probably shed some light on this.
Well,
I mean, in a way, I kind of have that fear as well. I mean, every year I always say I'm going to lose a bit of weight. I'm going to maybe go on a diet, maybe go to the gym. Every year it feels miserably. I think if you maybe find something that's easy for you, because there was a time I tried, I know it's very minimal, but like all you can do is eat healthily, try your best to cut out all the snacks, even though you're going to be as moody as hell.
I
But
know, girl.
At
Moody
the
as
same
hell.
time, though,
Yeah.
like if you really want to reach that goal, then do what you can. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has a different way of doing it, and you shouldn't be judged by somebody else if they're doing it and you're not. Like
Yeah.
no one's perfect.
exactly.
So if I were you, I would maybe just try your best. Eat all the healthy food. Don't even bother joining a dieting program, because sometimes 9 times out of 10 they don't work.
Well, here, I'm going to be the controversial one in the world. Just accept it. Embrace it. Big is beautiful. You're supposed to be like nodding and agreeing.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Like,
Well, I was going to say, just be kind to yourself and sort of,
Yeah, I think there's
why
a-
you want to lose weight. Think why you want to lose the weight in the first place.
Exactly.
Who's it for? Is it a health reason? If it's a health reason, then
Yeah.
For me, it's because I put myself down. I think because I've always because I'm big boned like my dad. I get it from my dad's side of the family. But I mean, there is times, obviously, as I've said before, whenever it was talking about myself, like people have made judgments about my weight throughout my whole life. Not everybody. Loads of people I know are pretty supportive.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you always get that one jerk that thinks they're better than you and thinks that they can put you down just to make themselves feel better. But if I were you, whoever this listener is, just go with the flow and try your best.
Yeah, just
That's
don't
all
be
you
too
can
hard on
do.
yourself.
Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be thinking that you have to be the skinniest person in the world. But, I mean, I don't know this person, but maybe they're not the fattest person in the world either.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. There's a load of people who, it's I don't want to say it's all inside their head, but you have to realise who decided that you shouldn't be fat and stuff. It's the government. I blame the government. I always say this is put on us from children that you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain size. Absolute bollocks. And I'm sorry I've said that. We can bleep that out. But honestly, I'm like, just be you. Just be you. I'm going to go on to the next one. I've angered myself for that.
Calm down.
Dear Harry, I volunteer at a very nice little charity. It involves a bakery and a cafe. I have the privilege of volunteering with my best friend. However, I am worried that her wheaten bread is better than my wheaten bread. Any advice?
I think it shouldn't be a competition.
I don't think it should be a competition. I'm sure need to count themselves. I mean, whoever these people are. Like, we all know Anne forgot to put the sugar once in the wheaten bread. And I just immediately went, well, there's people out there who'd be like, oh, sugar-free bread.
sugar-free, that's a good
Sugar-free bread.
I'm not really a big fan of wheaten anyway, but for those out there who do like it, I mean, it shouldn't really be a competition.
Oh, but you
If
know,
one likes one and one likes the other, it is what it is. I mean, you don't have to try and prove a point.
I know, but then there's me coming in the boss going, here, all wheaten bread, and Harry should at least taste the same. It sounds like a pick and mix.
That's an understatement of the year.
Yeah, 100%. So what I would say is, you're lucky that you're still volunteering.
I
Christ.
think that I think she should just swap it over.
Aye,
On
say that.
between the kitchen and the cafe. If her bread's better than yours, swap it over.
Yeah, and
Like
your
you made
lemon
it.
squares are better than her lemon squares.
There you go.
There you go. Other lemon squares are available out there, but don't buy them because Harry's is the
They're
best.
not as nice.
So that is the end of the Dear Harry segment. Thank you very much. And as I said, if you would like to contact us, you can email us at Harry. Oh, she's
Harry's.
taking a drink. Hold on, she's taking a drink.
Oh, for God's sake.
Right, okay, back to it. At
Harry's Big Podcast
at gmail.com. So you can email it or send it in or whatever way you want to do it. There's a wee number over there too. So,
Yeah.
it's time for it.
Gareth, do you mind? I'm kind of wearing headphones and I didn't need you just screaming in my ear.
Sorry, I got overexcited. Now, we're going to call Chris out. By the way, can we just say we have several people in this room with us?
It's an audience.
So we have Chris is here. Say hello, Chris.
Hello.
We have Jamais. Jamais is over there.
Hi.
Yeah, Jamais. Say hello.
He's not listening. He's got his headphones in.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like, you know, you're learning about the podcast here, so you're supposed to be like learning stuff, not just on your phone. And
He's listening deep in the podcast.
At the minute, he's listening, thinking, we talk a lot of crap, don't we?
yes, we do. And then we have Mr. Andy's over there. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Hi. So yeah, we've got the guys here, but the reason why I did it is I want to call Chris out. So obviously Chris does all the editing, and he has.
Do a lot of editing in this one.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of editing.
Not
in this
by
one.
me for a change.
Yeah. So we are going to point out that for some reason he made this amazing little feature for Barker's Thought of the Week.
Oh, God.
However, it comes up Barker's Thought of the Week. Are you Backy or are you Barker?
I'm Becky.
Backy or Barker? Backy or Barker? But we'll
You made
change
it up. I don't know.
Genuinely thought it sounded. I want everyone who's listening to this right now to do a poll or something, right?
Yes, comment below.
Right. Barker, does that sound like Barker? Say it, Gareth.
Oh yeah, Barker.
Right. To me, it sounds like Barker. You said, Jacqui?
Burger.
You both sound like
Sounds
you're
like
from
Barker.
West Belfast.
Barker, a damn makeup thing.
Oh, dear God.
But you made it up.
How do you spell Gareth?
Barker. Well, if I was spelling it, I would spell it Bacqui.
Right, okay.
And if
Barker.
I was spelling it,
Sounds like there's an R in there.
Backie.
Barker.
Becky.
It sounds like it sounds a wee bit like there's an R in there somewhere.
But you know, like
because of the
maybe like
bar.
Becky.
Oh,
God of the week.
Oh, dear God.
God of the week.
it's really, really good.
I
But
do like it.
I have
It's
just
catchy.
before we do it, I need to point out, I don't think we've ever mentioned this. The reason why she's called Barker is because Jackie Stallone, as in Sylvester Stallone's mother, walked into the Big Brother house, Celebrity Big Brother house, at one stage, and her ex-daughter-in-law went, Jackie! And she went, yeah, it's me, Barker. And it just stuck. And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, Barker.
And then every time I come into the cafe, just from the front door,
Yes.
first person who notices me goes, there's Burger.
Also, there's many a night where we send you WhatsApps of me just going, Barker.
I'm not even going to question what you lot talk about.
I know, we are so sad, Chloe. We have no life.
Can I just say, I think Chloe, right? If you're looking profession, I think she should be a comedian.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Stand-up comedian. I think your one-liners are so funny.
Telling you, honestly, that's
There's
a
a
very good
career.
point.
But this is what I'm saying though. Like, whenever I say these one-liners, as people call them, and some are really not for public consumption.
Yes.
Like, I don't even know I'm doing it.
But that's what makes you so good, is
very
because
quick.
you're a natural comedian.
Quick-witted.
You're very, very funny. Very funny.
Thank you.
So, anyhow, I believe it is time for either Barker or Becky's Thought of the Week. And then he does the week. No, why am I doing that? It's going to automatically come on. Go.
Anytime when I'm out and about, if I actually have a thought, I have had that playing in my head.
Oh, good.
Burgers of the week.
Okay,
I'm just about to have a thought.
not
And what's the
even gonna
wee brain say?
I don't think it says anything, does
What
it?
is the wee brain
Say
say?
nothing. It doesn't say nothing, but it looks like it says Barkers. Does it say Barkers or
It
Backers?
says Barkers.
No. This is what goes on in Jackie's brain. It's like a tiny swarm of butterflies buzzing around, going Barker, Barker, Barker.
That's right. Oh dear.
Anyhow,
In
so-
comes the mallet
Yes.
to squish them all.
So, it's time.
Yeah,
Enlighten
so,
us.
well, I give this a lot of thought this week. And this is because of this time of year, and everything is all about giving. I'm going to go out and buy something nice for my loved ones, the people that I work with, the people that I tolerate, the people that I must give a present to because they gave me one. And my thought is, be kind to yourself, okay? There's a lot of giving to others going on this time of year.
I can get where you're
And I
coming
think you need to give a little bit of something to be kind to yourself this season, okay? So, yes, share the love, spread the love, enjoy the love, feel the love, but send it back to yourself.
Can I just say something? I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be edited out or not, but as quite a lot of you know, like, I'm not really a big fan of Christmas. I haven't been since my granda died. My granda died in December of 2021, the 1st of December.
An absolute legend of a man. Absolute
Definitely.
legend. He always brought Chloe in to Harry, so that's how I got to know him. Legend of a man.
Trust me, like, some of the things he said, you really wouldn't want them aired on
I
the
do know what,
podcast.
I could always tell instantly that was your best friend whenever he came in. Always best friends. It's just
We were
so
just
good.
tight, and
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Jackie's right. I mean, just give a bit of thought for yourself. With me, with Christmas, I can take it or leave it. But I keep up the pretense for my nieces and nephew.
Oh,
But I wouldn't, like, with me, like, say if they weren't around, like, me and my family would have just treated Christmas as any normal day.
Yeah.
As we did
Yeah.
whenever he passed away. But if I could go back to the year of 2022, the year he did pass away, I would have made some serious changes in my life. I wouldn't have done what I've done. I wouldn't have maybe accepted some people back into my life I maybe shouldn't have, because they really messed with my head. I didn't know what I wanted and who I wanted. So if I could go back and change it for you, Granda, I would have just went back and did things differently. I just think, you know, it never gets easier as the years goes on, but I know that, you know, it's hard sometimes not having them around. I mean, okay, fair enough, I know I can talk to my parents, but with me and my Granda, I don't know, I think he could just read me, because him and my nanny pretty much raised me and my brother and sister when we were kids, because my mum and dad were working, obviously, to keep us.
but no one was as proud of you as what your granddad was. He was so stinkingly proud of you. You could tell just when he came in to collect you, the smile on his face when he would see you coming along, pushing people out of the way, decking people on the way past, telling me to shut up. He was so proud of you.
That
So
is
honestly,
one of the
Chloe,
positives. That
Yeah.
is one of the positives of being blind. Because I have my cane, I can easily just wallop people out of my road.
absolutely love that. But no, honestly, like, he was so proud of you. And you're right, it is really tough whenever you've lost someone that you love and it's Christmas time. I always remember with my mum in particular, once we had lost my granny, she was lost at Christmas time. And it just, I always think there's things out there that happens and stuff, but once she had her grandkids herself, suddenly then sometimes it's about pushing yourselves for other people, and
That's
then it
what
ends
my
up
mum
helping
was.
you. Do you know what I mean?
My mum was like that after, because whenever my nanny died, it was a complete shock. And obviously we thought that she was getting better. And the first Christmas without her was tough.
Yeah.
And the same goes for my granda. But obviously, because my mum has grandkids herself, she likes to keep up the pretense for the kids.
Yeah, because probably whenever we were our grandparents and all were going through stuff like that.
Yeah,
and you know,
exactly.
we obviously were never aware of it because they were making it nice for us.
And
Yep.
we never
So-
understood. You know, we never. But now, as an adult, you sort of look back and think, hold on, were our grandparents going through something like this?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But so your thought of the week is about being kind to yourself.
Take some time for you while you're busy giving, thinking of others,
Yeah.
which is absolutely
And
a
another
great
thing
thing
I
to
must
do.
add, it isn't selfish to think of yourself sometimes.
Yes, exactly. So what I want to add here then, it is totally justified what we did. Well, what I did then. You know what I did? Story time. Me and Barky might have been out shopping. And we were in a
This week?
certain...
Was it this week?
Or maybe
This has
last
been a
week,
long
whatever it
week.
was, in a toy shop, and I seen something. Oh, Christmas will be over, so we won't know it. No one tell him. And I seen something. Do you remember? I was like, oh, I really want that. Oh, I really want it. It's, well, hold on. By this stage, it'll all be out there. It's a Stitch holder that holds your PlayStation controller or Xbox controller, one of those. But it's the Pride one. Oh, it was gorgeous, wasn't it? And I made you look, and I was like, oh, I need to buy this. And obviously, Jackie was reminding me I was there to buy stuff for you, David. And you've now at this stage, once this comes out, you've did well. You've did well. And that's probably out of the guilt of me still holding that in that shop. I go, but I really want this, Jacqui. So I ended up buying it. And what he'll know now, I plan, like I do this now, I did it last year. I will wrap that present for myself, write on it, give to Gareth, wrap it again, and I'll give it to David. And he,
Gareth,
like last year, he will open it and then give it to me.
Gareth, I like you and everything, but that sounds like a new generation of sad.
Oh.
Because think about it. You've already seen it.
Yeah, but I want it.
But
I know, but this is what I'm saying. You've already seen it. What would be the point in wrapping it up for yourself?
No, I'm only wrapping it up. So then once I give it to David, he will then give it to
give it
me.
back to you.
So I can then go, oh, thank you so much. So last year he bought me a game for his computer that he didn't even know he was getting.
All right then.
So anyhow, and also massive thank you to Jacqui for my Barbie sign that I haven't got yet. But we also seen a Barbie sign that lights up, and I was like, oh, Jacqui, I need it. And instead of her trying to convince me to put it back and buy other stuff for David, she's like, I'll buy it for you for Christmas. So thank you, Jacqui.
We, Gareth and I went out after we'd been round the big toy shop getting the Barbie signs and whatnot to do some of the usual shop. You're never there to shop for your own groceries. You're always there to shop for
Harry's.
So we were walking around for about an hour, just doing the usual, talking crap, having a giggle. And giggles, quite funny. And then a lady randomly came up to us in one of the aisles when we were nearly finished, and she says, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I just wanted to let you know I've had a really bad day today. But I've been listening to you two going around the shop for an hour, and you've really cheered me up. So isn't that
True
nice?
story.
Is that the way you say, well, why did you listen to my podcast?
Well, we said that.
We were both so dumbfounded. So after she walked off, I looked at Jacqui and I was like, I thought she was coming out with, you just need to shut up. Because it was she was so serious
You're
when she's
such
like,
a
I've
pain
had
in the
such a
ass.
bad day.
Oh God.
Oh, but no, yeah, that was never you went, oh, we should have went, oh, well, there's a podcast.
Podcast. Yeah, where you can listen to this endless stuff.
Yes.
Or maybe we should do the next podcast in the toy shop, walking around.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that idea.
So, well,
Do
That's
a
right.
field trip.
that was your thought of the week.
Yes,
which
be
is very
kind to
good.
yourself, because this can be rough. This is a rough time of year for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
like honestly, just hashtag treat yourself.
Yeah. And you know what? That can be just as much as like go and close the door, have a bath. You know, take half an hour to yourself. Like you say, read a book or do something
Yeah.
that you love. Not in your case, Chloe, because you hate books, and I get that.
Yeah. Now, my friend
I
told
listen to
me.
music though.
Yeah.
That will help.
My friends the other day told me that they, on Saturday, they were lying in front of the sofa. No, in front of the sofa. They're lying on the sofa in front of the fire, reading a book. And she said, she was like, hee, because
felt naughty.
she was like, I don't do this on a Saturday. She usually runs right mental, trying to get everything sorted. And she's like, I'm just going to read my book. So, but that's what the kind of stuff you need to do. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
That was a very good thought of the week. Well
Thank you.
done. Now, I'm going to check my little book. And I'm going to, oh, everything's falling apart here. Hold on, we did this, and we did this. Yes! It is time for Tell Us a Joke.
Oh God.
So, Chloe, would you like to tell us a joke?
Right, well, I'm going to give it my best shot, and it's one I've maybe thought of this morning, because last night, for the life of me, I couldn't think of a single joke that didn't involve something you would have to edit out. So,
Can we not do one of those and then one for the podcast?
Possibly. Well, give us the clean one, please.
why did the blind person cross the road? On the left.
Why did the blind person cross the road on the left?
So they could avoid colliding with the lamppost or the green man, rather than giving them a splitting headache as soon as they walk into it.
Okay. Can I ask you about your views on the cars parking up the curb?
Irritating, because you have to watch out you don't knock your own eyeballs out, which may I add don't work in the first place, out with a bloody wing mirror.
Okay, here, story time. This week Oh, this week during the Harry's Mates party, the Santa, there was a very rude Santa and a very grumpy elf, as in me and David.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, and no harm. Your Santa voice was so obvious.
He was the
We
rude
knew it was
Santa.
you.
And also I was really rude. And I asked a certain little girl, and I was like, hello, little girl, what would you like for Christmas? And what did you say?
A new set of eyeballs that actually work.
I couldn't breathe.
If he had have asked me, if he had have asked me why, I would have been like, because they're shit and I've been dealing with it for life.
Do you know what? Honestly, in some respects, you're lucky, hun. You can't see some of the crap that goes on around you. I shit you not. Honestly.
Oh, wow.
In some respects, that's a blessing, believe me.
Do you want to go with the dirty one or whatever? No, okay, right. We're just going to move on to our final section. It only leaves me to ask, what have you learnt today? So, I'm going to ask you first, Jacqui, then I'll come to you, Chloe, and then I'll ask myself. It is, what have you learnt today?
Okay. So much from you, Chloe. Honestly.
Unbelievable.
And there is some, right, just one thing I've learnt. Okay, two, just not be so patronising maybe, and not knowing that I'm being patronising. Some folks like yourself maybe who have disabilities, and there's a perception
100%.
around that. So, maybe just to give that a wee bit of a thought, because sometimes I don't think people realise they're doing it sometimes. So
100%.
I will definitely give that more thought.
What about you, Chloe?
Well, I'd say it was just being honest with people and telling them how I feel and not what to expect. I'm not saying expect this from people. I mean, at the end of the day, I grew up trying to make people like me, but at the same time, nowadays, as I've got older, I'm just like, I don't care whether you like me or not. If you don't like me, fine. If you do, brilliant. Welcome. You're part of my life. But if that's the way life is, then listen, it is what it is. You can't really change things. You can't go back and change things for other people. You can't change things for yourself, and you shouldn't, because you're just you as a person. You don't want to be changing just to make other people happy.
Good for you. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
That was very good. Now, obviously, I could say I've learned loads this week. I've learned loads about Chloe. I've learned loads about but there is something I've really, really learned this week. I've learnt that if you give Jacqui a piece of bread with some butter and don't give her a knife, she will immediately use her finger to spread the butter on her own bread and then eat it. No, she did it earlier. She asked for it, right? You know the whole, what is it they asked for? Whenever it's like your dressing room, your demands.
Yeah.
Your writer.
Yes, your writer. Yeah.
Rider.
So it's what you demanded. She needed a piece of bread and butter because she hadn't ate anything. And Jimmy went and got it and then brought up, and because it's Harry's, it was lovely presented with the little ramekin and butter, but obviously she couldn't wait until she got the knife, so she just using her finger, just putting the butter
Jacqui,
on
do
it.
you know what you should have done to save time is to rip your bread into little pieces and dip it into your butter.
Oh,
Yeah. But God gave me fingers.
so you're gonna
Okay,
put
I'm
it.
terrified.
And from that, we're going to move on. So the only thing I have to do now is thank you, Chloe, for coming on the podcast. That was so much fun. Thank you so much. Honestly, you're beyond an inspiration. You are one of my favorite things in this whole entire world. You always make me laugh. Even when you're giving me bad manners, it still makes me laugh. Even when I'm telling you off, it still makes me laugh. Never change.
It's because I'm not afraid to say what I think in front of you.
You're just right.
And she's a bit of an inspiration,
You are the ultimate inspiration. I might have said this before, but honestly, see, if people were more like you in this world, it would be such a better place. Yeah.
Cheers.
You're unbelievable, and just don't let anyone get to you. Don't let anybody get to you. You're honestly, you're amazing. Now, if you, as I've said, would like to support us in any way, you can join our Patreon, share this, or simply call into one of the cafes. Yeah. Have a bit of crack, get a bun, do whatever you need to do, get a scone, have a wee
If you want to
chat.
look at Gareth's face and cry, come in and do that too.
Yes, come and look at my face and make it cry. But now we're going to do our sign off.
Okay.
So, that leaves me. Now, do you know this, Chloe?
No.
So, right, I'm going to say something. Jacqui's going to say something, and then you're going to say wee buns.
Okay.
Okay, this is our sign off, so it shows us that we're at the end.
Okay.
So we're gonna look up into our cameras. And that leaves me to say, I hope that everybody's had a fabulous Christmas and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're watching this in the middle of summer, I hope you had a brilliant summer. Whatever. There's no timestamp on this. But remember, above all else, show love.
Show kindness.
Show wee buns.
Wee buns!
Show your wee buns.
Show your wee buns. That is us. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we shall see you next week. Bye.
Bye, people.
Absolutely amazing.
Try
And
not to miss me too
remember,
much.
it's Becky.
Yes, we'll have to have you back.
Oh, cheers.
No, honestly, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, so
20 seconds left. You got that done. That was excellent. Well done. 20 seconds to go.
We're very fast learners, I think.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, there's your bun hun.
And
Your bun hun.
I'm thinking of maybe taking some. Either somebody can have the rest of that half because there was too much.
Oh, here we know. Put it in my bag and bring it home here.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring you downstairs, love, because what time's your left?
I don't know.